warfare from the British. But he had something the British did not have, a good understanding of the language and a good understanding of how the communist mind worked, because he knew them very well. He almost joined them. He knew how they thought.
By now, the Royal Air Force is playing a crucial role in Britain's war on terror. So propaganda mastermind CC2 prints millions of propaganda leaflets and launches an aerial paper barrage deep inside Chin Peng's jungle strongholds. Whenever a communist leader is persuaded to give himself up, the aircraft return, equipped with loudspeakers to spread the news. Your leader has surrendered. Why are you still in the jungle? But the hardcore communist leadership are not impressed.
因为他用飞机去广播，我们讲狗叫机又来了，他就一直在天上叫，喊屁我们都不管，他丢下那些什么啊，我们看着拿来烧啊。
The RAF does not only drop paper leaflets. Special Branch coordinate devastating bombing raids aimed at the insurgents' jungle camps. The bomber pilots need to pinpoint their targets as accurately as possible. And in Malaya's immense jungles, this is no easy task. Special Branch come up with an ingenious, high-tech solution. In their jungle camps, Chin Peng's fighters rely on radios to listen in to the worldwide communist networks. But if they need new batteries or a set repaired, they must come down to the towns. By setting up a network of informants, Special Branch manages to get hold of a few communist radios and secretly insert their own special gift.
When they asked for a wireless set, we would get hold of our people in KL, put a little false valve into it, which gave a signal. We'll alert the aeroplanes, and we'd take a signal flying over. Then we'd have a ground vehicle, which would do it from the ground as well. Where they crossed, that was where the wireless was being played, and we could then bomb.
The radio raid is a spectacular success.
When I went in afterwards, one man escaped. I found him sitting by the river, completely demoralized, and always bombs, bombs, noise, and he had a terrible time.
As Special Branch steadily builds up its intelligence networks, their operations begin to chip away at the communist leadership, sometimes with macabre results. On one memorable occasion, 3 communists flag down a train and demand to be taken to the nearest police station. Tim Hatton is alerted and rushes to meet the party. He is in for a nasty surprise.
And so we drove out to a little shed I knew in the middle of nowhere, which I used as a safe house. Then the leader of the party produced his pack, a big green pack, dumped it on the table, and I said, "What's that?" He said, "It's the captain." I said, "It's the captain?" And I looked more closely at it, and I could see black strings of hair coming round all over it, and bits of blood on the side. And I said, "It's a human head." The bodyguard to the captain lifted up by its hair, and there was our cook, Central Committee member of the Communist Party, grinning at me. His eyes were open.
Looking straight at him is a prize catch. Our cook was one of the communists' top 5. His bodyguards had spotted a leaflet offering a massive reward for their boss, dead or alive. It was a temptation impossible to resist. Our cook's betrayers deliver another prize, a document setting out Chin Peng's 5-year plan. It tells a dramatic story, proving that Templars' efforts are beginning to pay off. Harassed by RAF bombers, army assault, and undermined by a succession of betrayals, Chin Peng has made a decision to flee. The architect of the insurgency is on the run. But he has not given up. He plans to set up a new base in southern Thailand from where he will direct the campaign. And deep inside the Malayan jungles, the communists have set up new attack units, recruited from indigenous tribal people. They must be Templars' next target. Deep within Malaya's jungles live thousands of Aboriginal people. They are called Orang Asli. It means original people. During the Japanese occupation, British Insurgency Unit Force 136 and its communist allies depended on the Orang Asli, tapping their survival skills and matchless knowledge of the deep forests. Now, in 1952, a flood of intelligence reports reveals that the communists have reconnected with the Orang Asli.
Hutan itu dunia dia, kampung dia. Dia ke mana dia pun boleh pergi. Bantuan asal yang sebenarnya kepada usaha revolusi kita sangat besar juga.
As government forces tighten their stranglehold on the communist supply lines, the Orang Asli plug the gap.
Makan gantung pada orang asli. Angkat ubi.
It is vital to neutralize this new threat. To begin with, the British try to resettle the Orang Asli, but this tactic fails disastrously. So the new High Commissioner, Sir Gerald Templar, decides to take the war to the deep jungle and builds forts that he hopes will protect the Aborigines from the communists.
Orders are put out to the police to get to know the population better, win over the hostile Aborigines who at the time held the key to the emergency.
Roy Follows, a British police officer, is assigned to command one of the new jungle outposts, Fort Brooke, built in a remote part of the Cameron Highlands. To get there is a long and difficult journey.
You had to walk to these forts or go by raft or what have you. Helicopters were only few and far between then. I walked from the Cameron Islands over the mountains at the time that the area had not mapped or explored. Fort Brooke was 2,500 feet high, surrounded by barbed wire. All the huts made of bamboo, just bare floor. Water came from the river, no electric, and it was being so isolated, all the food had to be dropped in once a week by airdrop.
Like the new villages, these jungle forts must fulfill two very different roles. They are police strongholds, strategic bases for patrolling deep into the jungle. But at the same time, they must be community centers to win over Orang Asli hearts and minds. The forts bring to these isolated communities modern medicine and education for the first time.
First, the children were very frightened of me, but you can understand them being frightened because the communists had drilled into them over the years that if the orang putty sees you, he'll eat you. He'll have you for dinner. So I had to break down this barrier first, but after a while they realised I was okay. So I was asked to build a school for the local Aborigines, and a couple of the policemen used to teach the Aborigines simple words because they could not speak Malay or had only a smattering of Malay. They had such a culture shock. I remember once I had contacted the tribe who'd never seen a European before, and they came into the fort, and I happened to put my radio on, and when they heard a voice coming from this box, they were terrified and ran away.
The British feed and educate the Orang Asli, but they also need them to join the war on terror as combatants. A special Orang Asli militia is formed, called Senoi Prak, Man of War.
Senoi Prak ni makna dia orang perang. Kami orang asli ni bila kami melawan tu, baik kami pakai sumpit, baik kami pakai lembing ke, bila melawan tak sedar diri. Sampai habis biar nyawa meninggal pun tak apa. Itu adat kami orang asli lah.
Trained by the British SAS, the Senoi Prak strike hard at the communists in the deep jungles.